You know what's exciting about my guest today? I just realized that Cat Rowoldt is the evidence that you could be in your elderly season, let's say north of 60, my age group of baby boomers, and God may just have your job, your miracle ministry, and your finances and your life ready for a whole shift into your final, most important convergence. And instead of plateauing and declining at the end of your life, boom, you take off on a whole new rocket trajectory. That's what you are.
I totally agree.
I mean, you're seeing miracles happening. You're having a time of your life. You're in the best energy, best condition you've been in.
Absolutely.
You're healthier than you were when you were younger.
I'm living my best life. Totally.
This is what I want for all our people. Hey, you know who else has a testimony? You guys remember John Jacobs, the Power Team, when we were growing up? Just watch them on PTL and 700 Club, and they'd be tearing phone books. Well, life started catching up with him, and he got a hold of the Matrix, and things turned around. Play that commercial real quick of that testimony of what he shares.
I better be careful. Oh, my goodness.
That's because of stem cell therapy by the Matrix.
Isn't this incredible?
Amazing.
Wow.
I'm John Jacobs, founder of the Power Team, and I was just able to snap a baseball bat like nothing for the first time in 10 years over my leg, because God has made a way to renew, restore your youth, your strength with the medical help of the stem cell therapy by the Matrix. And I'm a part of the healing revolution.
Come on, breaking a baseball bat. He's got the energy I love. So, Kat, talk to me about this. I want to go right into some wild testimonies of results, because they're compounding and coming in from all directions. Now, by the way, if you're saying, what are you talking about, Lance? Go to level10matrix.com and catch up with us, 800-361-2270, because people are, let's just say, they're solving the physical problems that they were perplexed, in pain, and worried about. And it's producing testimonies that is making me have to stop what I'm doing on my news cycles and my Bible studies to say, come in and tell people the results, because we're seeing people, frankly, getting their life back, and and miracles are happening that can only be explained because God gave the revelation to somebody that they could release to the rest of the church. So go ahead, give me a story about the rancher. I just heard about the rancher, not even in my notes. Who is this rancher you're talking about?
Oh, this gentleman up in the northern part of Texas, another rancher actually had the same situation of Crohn's disease, and he called me and he said, oh, Kat, I've got this horrible situation, and I'm a rancher, and I can't go work the ranch because I have to stay by the bathroom all the time, and that's really an issue. And I said, well, yeah, that would be. And he said, do you think? And I said, well, the person who actually shared a level 10 matrix with me initially, that was his issue 7 years ago, and he's doing quite well today, and so anyway, he said, okay, how fast can I get it? And I said, well, the closest place that I can get you in pretty quick is 3 hours away. And he, took a big gulp and went, 3 hours away? And I said, yeah, but if you want it really, as fast as possible. He said, okay, I'll suck it up. I'm going to do it. And so he took a little 3-hour drive, got therapy. Oh, my gosh. Just a few days afterwards, I get a call. I'm in another state working. And he said, oh, this can't be real. This can't be real. And I went, what? And he said, I forgot if it was 2 days or 4 days. He said, it's only been, X number of days. He said, I'm already backing off my meds. And he said, this is amazing. I'm out working my ranch again. And the amazing thing is, he is telling everybody what had been a very private thing, because men don't talk about those kind of health issues.
Yep.
He's telling everybody. He is sending everybody my way, and with all kinds of issues, because this has just totally turned his life around.
Wow.
And I literally, he personally calls me at least 2 times a week with more people. And it's amazing.
It's like almost like a healing ministry if you think about it.
Yeah,
Because the results are like exciting like that. Chelsea, our producer, is with us here in the studio. She always helps me with my shows. What's the testimony that excites you the most that you're hearing about for The Matrix?
Oh, which one that excites me the most? Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean, I love hearing the stories of all of the people come out of the wheelchairs and start walking.
The wheelchair ones, almost like an A.A. Allen tent meeting. Wheelchairs.
I mean, I love hearing the story of like kidney function being restored, heart function being restored.
Hey, I want the paralyzed guy. Tell me about because we talked last week and it really shook me up. You said that some people are getting injections in their spine. Every time they go, this might be you have to sign a little waiver that says, well, if you don't come out of the coma or whatever, or if you're paralyzed, not our fault. And you got several of those before seven of them before you ended up discovering Matrix. But one person actually was paralyzed, weren't they?
Yeah, and I did not know. When he came to my meeting in a year ago, November, I had no clue what had put him in the wheelchair. All I knew is this man, I mean, he was pitiful looking. He was in a wheelchair. He was on oxygen. He literally was just slumped over and asleep. He couldn't even stay awake in my meeting. And I thought, well, that's, interesting. And anyway, signed up, received therapy a week or two later. Well, he lives up in one of those cold states, and I don't drive in the snow, so it was a few months later before I went back up there, but I began hearing that he's getting really good results. Well, I didn't know his story, so I reached out to him and asked if, when I came back up there, if they would travel over to what the closest city I'd be in to where they live, and let me, hear his story. So sure enough, they came over. First of all, he rolls in, still in the wheelchair. I don't recognize him. This slumped over 80-year-old man is not on oxygen. He looks 60. He looks like he could stand up out of the wheelchair and literally go run around a football stadium. Looks just, totally healthy. And I'm like, whoa. And, put two and two together, realize who that is. So we go into this little side room so I can, do my little interview with him, document everything. And that's the reporter side of me. And he opens up, his first line is, well, I'm really disappointed. And I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be a really good interview. Yeah. And but what I don't know, because I don't know his story, and what they go on to share with me, he and his wife, is he had a heart condition. And right after he got therapy, or right in that same time frame, he had been at his heart cardiologist, and they did, and I hope I say this correctly, injection fractures, your heart, that's the strength of how your heart pumps. I probably said that wrong, but your heart's supposed to be like at 55. His was 10 to 12. His cardiologist said, I don't know how you're alive. Apparently that's below where you're supposed to be dead. And I can't imagine a doctor saying that to you, but he did. And so anyway, he received the therapy, and 2.5 months later, so I picture around Valentine's, he had another one of those tests done. And he was at 29. His cardiologist said, oh my gosh, there is nothing I could have done that could have brought you to that level. And he was just totally amazed at the results. Now, the side story on that the wife spoke up and shared with me that I didn't know, because the man's a paraplegic. Apparently, one half of the bedroom is nothing but medical equipment, because being a paraplegic, during the night, if something goes wrong, he has all this equipment that immediately alerts ambulances and all kinds of major things, and sets off all these alarms. And apparently every other month, regular routine, ambulance shows up, Other machines kick on, pumps his heart, gets him going till the ambulance gets there, He's in the hospital a week or so. It's a major deal.
Wow.
And so this is his normal routine for multiple years. Well, I'm interviewing him several months after, that February test, and they're about to have another one done. And his cardiologist had already told him that he felt like his numbers were going to be even higher. I mean, his cardiologist is on board he's excited with what he's seeing. And so, anyway, try to shorten the huge story down, his cardiologist did another one on him, and now it's at 36. So we spoke, and they were excited and everything, and we're going to host a meeting and pull people together. People were excited about the results they were hearing about, because he's talking about it. He's still wanting out of that wheelchair, and I told him, I said, I'm believing with you that next time I see you, you literally are going to be out of that wheelchair. I'm believing you're going to be walking. And so anyway, I call about a week ahead to see what kind of numbers we're going to have. And his wife says, oh, I forgot to tell you, he's in the hospital. I'm like, oh, what? And she said, oh, he's got a kidney stone. And in my mind, I go, oh, no big deal, For a guy, I guess that's a little bigger of a deal. But anyway, right. But he, all that passes, as they say. But the interesting thing is, instead of sending him home when that all passed and everything's fine, the cardiologist stepped up and sent him to a rehab. The man had been in a wheelchair for over 4 years because of a spinal injection injury, what you were talking about earlier, had put him in that wheelchair. And so his cardiologist, because his muscles had atrophied and his desire was so strong to walk, he sent him to a rehab center. And they began working with him to strengthen his leg muscles. Mm-hmm. Lance, he's walking. He's out of that wheelchair now, and he's walking. Interesting, his heart had to get healed. It had to regenerate. It had to get strong. If he had stood up
before his heart was fixed,
it would have killed him.
Yeah, interesting.
And so it had to totally regenerate and strengthen that heart before he could walk. And so now his wife called me about a week ago. We were talking, and she said, Kat, now the dexterity of his hands has returned, and he's being able to button his shirts and push up, from a chair or a couch and different things, and just all the mobility is coming back. And so I already see in my mind's eye when I'm going to have camera in hand, and I can't wait to see Ben walking toward me when I get back. And
no longer disappointed
No.
because he's walking.
Yeah.
With a new heart. By the way, this goes to something else. People are asking me this, saying, what are we talking about? Level10matrix.com. This is the stem cell therapy I've been talking about for the last year or two, because we keep getting data of people that are having these remarkable testimonies about what's happening. Call 800-361-2270. And on Facebook and Instagram, you can just comment, right, Matrix in the link, and we'll take care of it for you. But I mean, this is different. There's all kinds of different stem cells out there that, little buttons you put on your body and things like that. And what we're looking at here is, in my opinion, the most sophisticated, powerful, and refined application of the technology. Because we're talking about the cells that are coming from a healthy mother with a healthy baby from the umbilical cord. The stem cells that are right there in that blood are literally programmed right from the presence of God into planet Earth with, boom, the original formula that was in man that causes man to grow until the cells stop producing, and then we start to die. Well, bam, you get billions of those cells back in your body, but they go where it's needed. So we have people that come in and they go, I got this pain in my shoulder. They don't know they've got a potential heart problem. that the heart is failing, but they're focusing over here. Well, the cells go where the priority is. It's like they know more than you do. It's like, hey, man, we got an emergency. The door's about to blow out on the plane over here, and you're worried about fixing your chair. We got to fix that door. So I'm telling you, therefore, the testimonies are people come in with getting, came for this, but that's what happened. It happens a lot. Yeah. I'd say at least 40% of testimonies are an unrelated something got improved and fixed that they weren't even aware. And then, boom, the cells go to work on the next priority. Tell me about the person who is frozen, who can dance. My wife wants to hear that one.
That is another one that came out of a wheelchair. She was an Air Force pilot. And way back, 2011, vaccine injury, anthrax, and began having, her story's so huge, I really can't go into a lot of detail because it's too big to tell.
We only got 4 minutes, so I got to get as many as
you're going
possible.
to get the condensed version. But she began exhibiting all kinds of symptoms, and they could not, the Air Force military could not pinpoint what it was. And began pulling her and running all kinds of tests, flew her all over the U.S., doing test after test after test. Then a couple of years in, she received the flu vaccine. And the flu vaccine paralyzed half of her face, totally froze, and could not move, and just immobile totally. And then shortly thereafter, she lost use of one of her legs. And that just totally, that was it. She was in a wheelchair. And they continued to do test after test. She was doing the military side as well as looking at from the natural standpoint, going everywhere, trying to find an answer. And there wasn't any. And she had several doctor changes, this, that, and another. And eventually found a doctor that with fresh eyes to relook and looked at or what she felt like was the answer was stem cells, of all things, and ended up, when she mentioned that to her, said that, well, there's no way that I can afford to do that, So that just ended. Long story short, ended up miraculously at an event and received therapy. And immediately began responding once she received the level 10 matrix. And today, totally out of the wheelchair, is still, the damage in her body was just unbelievable. But she is walking, she is out of the wheelchair, she's almost 100% fully restored. But yeah, she's back to music ministry and dancing. And,
oh, really?
And praising the Lord. She's a beautiful woman, and it's exciting to see. Just full restoration, regeneration, truly.
Well, folks, there's testimonies upon testimonies, and what I want to tell you is that this could be the moment that you needed to just go watch what I'm talking about, catch this program, and change the trajectory of your life or the life of someone you love and you know about. I was sharing the other night, Annabelle brought a young man home because she's like one of those Florence Nightingale types. She finds people, and next thing I know, the guy's in my house. He's in his 30s, swollen, yellow, needs a liver transplant, is on a long list. He's not going to live long enough to get the transplant. Annabelle says, we got to take care of him. Next thing you know, level 10 matrix, she's doing it. Well, the swelling's down, the color comes back, the guy can walk, he's not on crutches, he's actually able to get a job, and they're not sure he actually needs the transplant. They're testing him for that. Chelsea?
Well, we have the video. Why don't we play the video of him?
We have it?
Yeah, we have a video testimony from him. Let's play it.
Play it. I didn't know
My diagnosis was actually liver failure. Just fatigue. My skin was looking bad. My eyes were horrible. Just overall not so well at all. After the Matrix, probably within the first month, the first couple weeks, I started feeling something physically, emotionally, I have a lot more energy. I'm going for walks and stuff now. I wasn't able to do that before. I could only walk maybe a good 5 minutes and I was exhausted. My legs were completely ready to give up. Now I can go for, seems kind of crazy. I can go for like a mile plus walk if I want to now. And then about a month after into it, it was like, hey, there's something going on here.
I love that. This first time I've seen that.
That's awesome.
If you had seen him, I mean, it freaked me out because his leg was swollen. He was propped up, and Annabelle had him on a couch, his recliner, and his skin was like yellow, and he was like swelled up. And I thought, Annabelle, my God, this guy like needs to be. She goes, I know he needs to get the matrix right away, and I'm praying for him. I just led him to the Lord, so he doesn't tell you that part. She gets the guy saved. She gets to fill with the Spirit, and she gets stem cells.
Perfect.
My wife's formula.
Package deal.
Yeah, and then she's laying hands on him, rebuking death and commanding healing, and then say, we're going to get you some cells. Folks, level10matrix.com, 800-361-2270. I can't promise you're going to come to my house and Annabelle's going to adopt you, but if you put Matrix in there on Facebook and Instagram, we're going to get acquainted. I can promise you that because I connect with these people. Remember that, 800-361-2270. Call now for you or for your loved one. That's all the time we have. I'm so sorry to say. We went over 1:30, but it was worth it. Kat, we'll have to have you back in the future. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again. Take action on this, folks. I always say see you again tomorrow, but this is one of those things. I want you to have a better tomorrow for you or for a loved one. So take action now, but we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Did you enjoy this latest episode? Please remember to share it with your friends, because the more knowledge you have, the better equipped